We have an important update with Bitcoin. You've been hearing my last few videos. Could we be making that low and we should see some upside movement at least for a few more weeks, which potentially is going to lift the whole markets? Is that true? Do you want to know why? Well, that's what I'm going to show you in today's video. And if you don't know me by now, my name is Jagir. I am the award-winning author of The Extraordinary New Venture Capital Opportunity, How to Invest Like a Pro. I normally show it to you because I have it to hand and I ain't got a clue where I put it. So you're just going to have to take my word for it today. I'm also featured in the best-selling book, High Probability Trading Strategies, back in 2008. And I've been trading currencies for over 15 years. And now I bring that knowledge and wisdom to the crypto markets. So I want to dive in. So you're going to now see 4 different charts. As you hear my cats in the background running around, it's currently 6 a.m. over here and they go a bit wild in the morning. I want to look at the weekly chart. And the top left over here, just this momentum, I'm just going to double click on it, which makes it large. We've got this bullish reversal that said we should see some more upside movement. So the downside movement of Bitcoin should be limited. Then on the daily chart, which is what we're going to really focus on, I'm going to zoom into it now. We've got this bullish reversal. Now the new news, the new information, and this is where trading goes from totally being a science to be an art and science. So it's the art and science of trading. We are humans with emotions, and there's something called cognitive dissonance. When you want something to happen, you will find a way of proving the thing to be true. So let's just say we all want Bitcoin to go up because we know what it does for the markets, if you're holding Bitcoin and so on and so forth. But as a sophisticated trader, pure technical analysis, what we want to be able to do is look at the market as objectively as possible. And there's typical chart patterns that unfold more often than not, and we just have to go by the high level probability. And the probability says the following. When we see a 5-wave structure unfold, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, what we should anticipate next is a correction. So initially what I was thinking, if I just go down to here, right? Initially, I was thinking this looks more like a B, C correction of a wave 4 low. And it was, it was textbook. And we projected this back in April 19th, May 3rd, and we followed up and it unfolded perfectly. However, the last few weeks, this is unfolded, right? More of a sideways movement, bit corrective. And what looks like, actually, if we're just being totally objective and not biased, it's more a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the daily momentum is now turning bullish. I think the last couple of days we had some good upside movement. So what I'm going to do now is zoom right away into this, because this is important, because we need to get real, right? It's not necessarily the news that I want to hear because of how I'm trading the rest of my portfolio. But what I'm seeing over here is a nice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of an A, of the initial leg of the correction. Now, normally corrections happen in 3 waves, A, B, C, and then wave A typically breaks down into 5 waves, and that's what we're seeing here. In front of me right now, I'm seeing a 5-wave structure. So what should we anticipate? We should anticipate some upside movement, but it's more of a corrective movement as opposed to all-time new highs, which is what I was originally anticipating. So this gives us a lot of valuable information. Why? And by the way, you'll notice now that the markets are picking up, the news, we project these things in advance, and people start calling me the Oracle because we project these things in advance, which are leading indicators. But now positive news comes out. I believe it was El Salvador that was the first country to fully adopt Bitcoin. I think that was announced this morning or yesterday. But back to the technicals. What am I anticipating, and what should we be prepared for? Yes, we should be prepared for some upside movement. The weekly momentum is up. The daily has just made a bullish momentum up. So the next 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks, we should see some good upside movement. But I don't think we're going to go exceed this wave 3 high of 64,000. What am I anticipating? Well, a typical correction to the wave A is a wave B. And a wave B typically unfolds into 3 waves, which would look something like this. An A, B, and then a C. Something like this. And I'm just going to make this clearer for you. An A, B, C, right? And this is going to be some really positive information because, and some news, because, you know, Bitcoin $57,000, you know, going down from $32,000 back to 56. Man, people are going to be so optimistic. We're going to go on to make all-time new highs and so on and so forth. However, when it comes to high-level Elliott Wave, which measures the psychology of the masses, and Fibonacci, it tells us that a minimum time for a correction to the correction, so it's like an A and then a B, which is a correction to the correction, is a 50% time retracement. So I've measured the length it's taken us to do this wave A, which has been April 14th down to yesterday, June 8th. What's that? It's nearly a couple of months. 50% of that. So we should see around 4 to 6 weeks of sideways to up, which will be typically in an ABC. And if we see this forming, normally we would be looking for a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 going to the upside. But actually, what, you know, this is not, it's not the news I even want to be talking, to be totally honest. But we want to be prepared for it. So we know what happened when this correction happened, what happened to the rest of the markets. But what's likely to happen next after this is going to be some type of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we may see this unfold. Look, now I'm going a bit too far into the future, but it just kind of gives you a clear viewpoint. And why would I say this? Why would I even think this? And why should you be prepared for this? Well, typically markets correct in 3 waves. A, and then this will be a B. I'm going to draw this out because I want to give you this really, really clear picture, because most people don't get this part very clear. And then this potentially down here would end up being the wave C low. Now again, it's too soon to say if it's going to unfold like this, because we're going to get new information as time goes on, more technical price data. But down here, you know, it's likely that this will get retested. So this is quite 6 weeks, and then this took 2 months. So this will be, I'm now really kind of jumping into the future. So we've got end of June, yeah, maybe even end of August, early September, this may occur, but we'll see how it unfolds. But the main thing to focus on now is the next 3 to 6 weeks. 3 to 6 weeks or 2 to 6 weeks is the goal. We should see some real positive movements in Bitcoin when it comes to the upside, but it's more going to be corrective, like an impulsive wave, which is a wave A, corrective B, and then a C. And then as that market unfolds, we'll see what the momentum is like, we'll see what the price data is like, and then we can make some informed decisions. But for the whole crypto space, I think we're going to see a lot of influx of money. We're going to get a lot more optimism in. We're probably going to see a lot more positive news. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if Elon posts something very positive. If there's a few others, you know, we've got the first country on the planet that's fully adopted as legal tender Bitcoin, which is a really big deal, and that tends to open the doors up for other countries also. So today's video is positive in the sense of Bitcoin is looking like, you know, we've almost confirmed the low. If we're at or very, very near, likely that we're at that low. But initially we were labeling that as a wave 4 low, but because it's unfolded into 5 waves down, actually it looks more like an A of an ABC correction of a wave 4. But again, we need more time. But the next 2 to 6 weeks, we should see Bitcoin going to at least 50% of this wave A, which is at 48,000, and a typical maximum correction of a wave B is 56,000, which is 78.6% retracement. There you have it. You got some good news, but don't get over optimistic, because in the next 4 to 6 weeks, if this does unfold, what we saw from April to May, June, in terms of that pullback, we may see one more of those before we should anticipate all-time new highs. So there you have it. The latest, the greatest information on Bitcoin, which is the leading indicator for the rest of the crypto space, because it gives the space confidence. And if you like today's video, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, take my free crypto trading masterclass. Join me. I've got some courses, I'll talk about some courses that I do, because it just kind of upskills you, and I have some private sessions as well. So I'd love to see you in my private sessions also. All right, I'll see you soon in my next video.